The damage speaks for itself here at Brentwood and Falcon Point. We have fences blown over, roof shingles on the ground, and you can even see this shed is in complete shambles. Barrera de idioma puede ser un obstáculo difícil de superar. For my English speakers, I said, a language barrier can be a hard thing to overcome. It's a great sight this evening in Killeen with voters making sure their vote counts. To my side, you can see the line. It is almost wrapping around the corner. We showed up here at 4, and it only took us 10 minutes to get from the back of the line to the front. Now, the burglars broke her husband's window, but for Brittany's car, they just opened the door and did the same thing for 4 other vehicles at the complex. Just yesterday, you were able to go another quarter mile down this road. Now it's a completely different story. We have submerged vehicles, water rushing into homes, and first responders working around the clock. We already have a crowd at Phantom Warrior Stadium for a night full of food, fun, and some throwback jams. Tonight's performers is Tone Loc, Bowling for Soup, and then Ice, baby. Vanilla Ice. We have some breaking news out of Maine, where it becomes the second state to bar former President Donald Trump from its 2024 ballots. The only word I can use to describe what happened in the courtroom is cathartic for Charles Dinwiddie's widow and family, hearing how Marvin Gaye will serve life in prison for taking away their hero. Are you feeling it, Haley? Are you feeling it? It's a good night. Tractors are scattered across the Spicer property, forcing the family to relive Sunday night's storm.
It literally happens within minutes. By the time it was ankle deep here, by the time we made it down there and back, it was waist deep and rising.
It went from 3 feet to 50 feet in how many minutes? 30 minutes? 40 minutes?
Autumn Becca lives here beside Cowhouse Creek with her daughter and husband, Haley and Paul. They woke up to calls early Sunday morning about flooding and immediately sprung into action.
We had to hold on to the horses for them to swim us to the fence for us to be able to cut it and let them out.
The cars were another concern.
I was in my little truck and the water was already almost above the headlights and coming into our vehicles. Unfortunately, 3 of our vehicles got swept away into that tree line.
Beyond the storm literally flipping this shed upside down, destroying the farm and moving vehicles across the road, Spicer says it took away a sense of her belonging.
I've been here for 12 years of my life. Like, it's hard to believe that it's just gone. In a matter of a couple hours, like, your life can just turn upside down.
Do y'all know if y'all are going to stay in Gatesville or?
Nah, probably not.
Spicer says they saved most of their animals, but some are still missing. Now their family is salvaging what's left to start over.
As much as we lost, we're still in better shape than others, you know?
Absolutely.
We got family. Family's everything.
In Gatesville, Earl Stoudemire, Fox 44 News. Ida Pacina has had to manage her own pain for the last 2.5 years.
I'm talking where you stick your fist inside my back.
She fell 3 years ago while taking the trash out on a snowy day. What started off as a broken tailbone is now a stage 4 ulcer.
I get rushed in, emergency back surgery. I walk in, and I don't walk back out.
Ida initially received a good electric wheelchair, but ran into trouble when it needed maintenance.
The man comes, and he starts yelling at me, saying, "What are you doing with this? It's a prototype. You're not supposed to have this. Who did this? Who gave you this?" So I'm like, okay. He goes, "I'm going to take it, fix it, bring it back." Never brought it back.
She got a broken electric wheelchair as a replacement. Once the wheels stopped turning,
this whole thing pops out.
Ida lost her independence, moving to a manual wheelchair.
I can't. With the manual, they had to push me. You know, you can't just lift me, not everybody, because I'm paralyzed from here down.
Ida couldn't do anything for 3 months without help. Her son Matthew moved to be one street over to help and says it's been a challenge.
Pick her up, transfer her, help her with showering, taking showers, help with the bandage.
Matthew also takes care of his family of 8, so he shared a Facebook post last week asking anyone for help. Dozens immediately responded.
I was surprised that so many people in the community got together to try to make something happen. And I really appreciate it. We appreciate it.
One woman donated the electric wheelchair, but wanted to remain anonymous, saying it was all God. Now back in moving, Ida says this act of kindness is more than the ability for mobility, it's regaining her freedom.
She brought back my strength, and she gave me life again. I mean, more, you know, I started feeling just, I didn't have no independence. Losing hope, you know, getting depressed. Now I'm back to, hey, it's gonna be okay.
In Waco, Earl Stoudemire, Fox 44 News. Fox 44 News received video of the fight where a crowd of shouting students attacked 6th grader Isabella Vela in the G.W. Carver Middle School parking lot.
I could just remember getting just hit and stomped in my head.
In the video, you can see adults trying in vain to stop the attack.
It did hurt. I was weak, couldn't barely stand up. I tried to stand, but almost fell right back down.
Isabella didn't even know who the students were who jumped her. Her mom, Brianna, says she didn't find out until car pickup.
She got in a car, I asked her, I said, what happened to you? She said, they jumped me. I got beat up. I said, who jumped you? She said, I don't know, but I'm hurting and it hurts.
Brianna says she went to the school the next day demanding answers.
Why wasn't nobody out there? Why didn't nobody call me? That was my first, question.
The school says they tried to call her.
Sometimes our parents are not available if they're at work or, unavailable for some reason. And so we repeatedly tried to get in touch with the parent.
But Brianna says more could have been done.
Supposedly y'all called, but why didn't no voicemail get left? Nobody knocked on my door. No EMT got called for my daughter. It was a serious incident. Why didn't any of that happen?
Isabella says the pain lingers.
Back here, my spine was hurting too when they stopped me there.
Serious concussion at the hospital, as if they said if somebody that was in the NFL playing with no helmet.
Brianna is pressing charges against the students. GW Carver is still investigating the situation.
We take student safety very seriously. We have a number of proactive measures in place on campus to do the best we can to prevent incidents from occurring.
Overall, Brianna says the damage is already done.
If my daughter would have died in the ditch from getting kicked in her head, is the sorry going to help me plan a funeral for my daughter? Was that going to help? No. So the school, I don't care how many times they say sorry, it doesn't mean nothing to me.
For Isabella, do you feel safe going back to GW Carver?
No. Don't.
Brianna plans to either move Isabella to a different school within Waco ISD for the next school year or enroll her in homeschooling. In Waco, Earl Stoudemire, Fox 44 News.